CCNP ENCOR by KP. My name is KP. Okay. And coming to my profile, I have a 15 years of experience in one of the multinational company where I was working as a network consultant and with uh, network consultant, and I worked on the various network infrastructures like routing and switching, wireless, firewalls, and cybersecurity as well. Okay, I'm a CCNA, CCNP certified, and cybersecurity certified from IIITB Bangalore. And apart from that, I'm certified from Palo Alto as well as Checkpoint. Okay. Uh, I have a vast experience in coming to the network infrastructure, mostly on the network infrastructure, where I deployed multiple network infrastructures in the different branches or different geographical regions. Okay. Yeah. Today, we are here to discuss. This is about my profile. Okay. And today we are about to discuss about the CCNP ENCOR. Okay. So, what is Cisco certifications? Why they are booming in the market? Apart from Cisco, there are multiple vendors like HP, Aruba, okay, Jennifer, and Dell switches. There are multiple things in the network infra and network devices which we'll be using in the modern operations. But the Cisco has created a baseline saying that these are the user friendly and it is very easy to configure. So that is the reason the Cisco is becoming a monopoly in the market. So the most of the majority of the MNC companies or the large scale companies will be preferring the Cisco, where very rare companies will be going to other vendors because of cost effective. Okay, so Cisco is one of the monopoly in the network segment. Not only the network segment, they are a monopoly in the different streamlines also. Okay, but mostly the Cisco will be discussing or we'll be hearing in the networking area itself. Okay, so being a monopoly in the market, okay, being the monopoly in the market, Cisco and it has been very recommended by very majority of the large scale companies. So most of the large scale companies will be using the Cisco products. So that is the reason where the Cisco certifications has most valuable or most weightage when you come to the certified certifications. Okay, and in Cisco we have a different level of certifications. Okay, one is from starting from the entry level all the way to the architect level. Okay, in these levels also there are different kind of certifications like CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, CCDE, okay, and CR are the certifications. Okay, so even if you're going for only one field, okay, uh, like you have a different kind of categories. When you go into the company, only the networking like the switches and routers will be not taking a place. Okay, there will be a lot of things behind the network, like for example security, cyber security, data center activities, multiple things. So that is the reason where Cisco has bought multiple or wide range of certifications that you can see on the slide. Okay, the entry level certification is CCST, but no one will be preferring for it. The starting level certification is CCNA, then CCNP will be coming into picture, and then CCIE will be coming into the picture. Okay, in this we have a specializations. Like for example, if you go for the doctor, you will be having specialized doctors. Like for eye, there will be a one doctor. Okay, in the similarly in the certification or in the networking, there are certain courses where the security will be being a matter, okay, and voice collaborations will be there, okay, and data center will be there in the picture, and designing will be in the picture, okay. This all combining together called as in networking. Okay, networking is not only with the routers and switches. Even network combines routers, switches, designing, security, voice, wireless, multiple things. Okay, so today we are talking about the professional certification, which is CCNP, right? So in CCNP we have different uh, different kind of certifications, which is CCNP Enterprise, CCNP's Service Provider, Data Center, Security, and Collaboration. Okay. Apart from that, uh, due to the booming of SD-WAN, cloud infrastructure, Cisco has bought a new certification which is called DevNet. Okay. And the cybersecurity also. The post-COVID, during the COVID, cybersecurity has booming a lot in the market. So they have introduced the cybersecurity professional certifications. Okay. And after completing these certifications, if you want to do CCNA, you need to choose one of the track in this five certifications. So you need to choose one of the track, and one will be the core exam, and another one will be the specialization exam. So, for example, we are talking about the CCNP ENCOR right today. So CCNP ENCOR will be coming under CCNP Enterprise. Okay, one core exam is ENCOR. After that, you have multiple certifications. Okay, there are seven certifications in which you can choose one, and you can take the exam. So if you're completing both the exams, then only you are entitled for CCNP batch. Sorry, CCNP batch. Okay. Okay. This kind of these are the certifications which are available in CCNP. Okay. As I said earlier, CCNP cyber ops, which is completely concentrated around cybersecurity, collaboration, voice, video, uh, will be coming into this. CCNP Enterprise will be coming as networking completely. It is a networking part. CCNP data center, it is completely focused on the data center topics. DevNet is like DevOps, okay, and security coming to the security. In security, you have lot of things like ICE. You will be working on ICE servers. You will be working on Cisco Protect.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible.
Sir, I had a doubt that in order to get the CCNP Enterprise certificate, we have to prepare for ENCOR also for core exam and also an elective exam.
Yes.
Then only we will be entitled to take that certificate.
Uh, yes, absolutely. You will be entitled to take that certificate. Like in CCNA, CCNP, you have multiple streams, right? As I told you, there are multiple streams. In CCNP Enterprise, you have a lot of things. Like we are discussing about the ENCORE right now. ENCORE, what ENCORE covers, it will be covering architecture, designing, it will be covering the wireless and other things also. Okay. So this is a combination of all the subjects in ENCORE. So if you want to do in a specialization, like you want to be in a Cisco wireless engineer, okay, or you want to be in a CCNP like automation or ENRC completely into the routing. So then you need to choose one specialization in this. Out of seven, you need to choose one specialization.
So, sir, if we sorry for interruption, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, so sir, if we if we just prepare for core exam, we won't get the like ENCORE. If we prepare, we won't get the CCNP enterprise certificate. That means.
This is a basic baseline which is set by Cisco, where you need to take one core exam, one concentration exam, which is a specialization to get a CCNP batch. Okay, but
Okay.
if you're doing ENCORE, it has also added. You'll be having a added advantage. Okay, and you will be getting ENCORE batch as well.
Okay.
But it is not considered as a CCNP complete certification.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. coming to the CCNP ENCOR, the examination code will be 350-401. And I think in 2020, recently there was a change from version 1.0 to 1.1. Okay. And this exam will be completely talking about, or this course will be completely talking about implementation, how we'll be implementing, how we'll be designing the things in the networking infra. Okay. This is completely about the implementation. Okay, implementation of Cisco Enterprise Network Core Technologies. Okay, and this exam cost will be around $400. Okay, and this exam previously known as CCNP routing and switching, and later on they have changed to the CCNP other thing which has only the 4 papers. Okay, one is route, then switching, and other papers was as well. Okay. So what you'll be learning? Okay. So basically, you know what is a CCNP, right? CCNA.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So in CCNA, what you will be learning? You in the CCNP, CCNA, you will be learning the basic fundamentals of the networking. What is a networking? What is the IP address? What is a subnetting? What is a routing? And what is a switching? You'll be learning it, right? So So apart from this, in CCNP, you will be learning more depth of those topologies or those technologies over here. Okay. So here, what you'll be learning is you'll be learning how to configure, how to design the enterprise level network. Okay, how to troubleshoot it. Okay, what is SD-WAN? In further little bit advanced in here, you'll be learning. Okay, so these are the topics which will be covered in CCNP ENCOR. Okay, architect, virtualization, infrastructure, network assurance, security, automation. These are the important topics. And nowadays, AI is booming, and even the SD-WAN is booming. So automation is becoming a very good role. Where it is playing a major role in the jobs as well. Okay, automation. Like in the automation, what you'll be doing is you'll be writing some Python scripts, okay, or using any other language. You can write a script and you can automate the network. Okay, and coming to the security, security is very important in nowadays, right? Why the security is very important?
Security, secure the network actually. So,
Yeah, to secure the network, right? So if I'm not securing my
To
network, what
restrict
happens?
access.
Yes. So in the security, what we'll be doing is we'll be securing the access. And you heard about any called CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These things we'll be working on the security. We'll be securing the network access. We'll be make sure that it is available whenever it is required, and no data will be modified. Okay, this thing will be done in the security. How we'll be doing it in the security level? We'll be writing some kind of ACLs and everything. We'll be covering it in the upcoming classes. Okay, network assurance. Network assurance is very important thing nowadays because everything is online, right? Everything is online. The moment you go out, okay, or if you want to get anything from the market, at a click of button, you will be getting everything, right? How you are getting it, everything? Do you think without the network it is possible?
no, no.
No, because
It's okay.
everything is
Yeah.
interlinked, right? Everything is interlinked. The moment you open the UPI app in your phone network will be get connected to the particular vendor network. Okay, by using some private connections, so which makes the connection secure. And then you'll be making a payment through the UPI payment. Then that UPI will be get linked, connected to your bank network. Then it will be processing and your amount will be get deducted from your bank account, right? So imagine, like I have a single point of failure in the network, like only one link, okay, and the network is instability. Do you think you can make the online payment? No, right?
No, no,
Like
no.
my one router is down, then you'll be not able to make a payment, right? Okay, so that is the reason the network assurance is very important. Here, what we'll be discussing is we'll be ensuring the network high availability time. So at any given point, okay, at any given point, you will ensure that the network is available for the smoother transactions. Okay, that is comes under the infrastructure as well. Okay, so coming to virtualization. What is virtualization? It is a logical thing, right? So in the network, previous days, what happens is only the physical resources were available in the network. When the cloud has came into the picture, SD-WAN was came into the picture, everything has started turning into the virtual environments. Okay, SD-WAN is a virtual environment. It is in a cloud. Okay. For example, if you take AWS cloud or GCP cloud or Azure cloud, how the network is configured. Previously, in the traditional networks, what happens is one person will be going and laying the cable and he will be building the network infrastructure. Okay. In cloud, you'll be laying a cables? No, right? It's completely
Yes,
virtual. It's
No,
completely
sir.
virtual.
In cloud,
yes, sir.
there is no need of cable.
Yeah, because
Correct.
like for example, if you take AWS, AWS will be managing entire the network in the cloud itself. So one VPC to another VPC will be get connected within the seconds, right? So that is a virtual level. Okay, even the routers right now, there was in previously there was in a physical routers which will be available at the branch levels. Right now you can just deploy the router image in the virtual cloud, okay, in the VMware, and you can make it as a router. Okay, instead of purchasing a bulky
But
boxes,
sir,
just
is any physical router or physical switches available? Uh, like in cloud. In cloud, there will be physically there will be router and switches available. Obviously, it
yeah.
could be.
Yeah, see, in the cloud, that is maintained by AWS team. For example, let us take the AWS team, but your organization is using the AWS services and you want to install the Cisco router in the cloud. Okay,
Yeah, that will be virtual.
that will be a virtual thing.
Okay.
How you will be directly downloading the Cisco image into your virtual appliances and you will be making it as a router.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is about the virtualization, and virtualization
Sir,
is
is any specific course for this virtualization? If any network engineer after doing this CCNP that means can do that certification for cloud. Is there
yeah,
any certification?
you can do the SD-WAN certification. SD-WAN, in
Okay.
SD-WAN, you have SD-WAN access, SD-WAN WAN. Those things you can do it.
SD-WAN is related to that. Network cloud, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. That's it
Yeah.
from my side. Thank you.
Okay. But apart from this, in the cloud also, we have majorly three cloud vendors. One is GCP, AWS, and Azure. And in those also, we have a separate courses for the networking and the security also. But that will be little bit different comparing to what we are learning here. Okay.
But sir, if anyone is doing certification, suppose from AWS or Azure, they can
Hmm.
do job in for Google also, for Google data center, for Google Cloud. or Google. I mean, the concept will be same, I think.
See, the networking concept when you go to the cloud, okay, it will be the same. Okay.
Okay.
Like for example, in the cloud, what you will be using, you will be not using the physical cablings or anything, right? Physical infrastructure, you will be not using it. So for that, what you will be using, you will be using private VPNs, okay, which is called VPN. So the same terminology when you go to the Azure, that is called VNet, virtual networking. Okay. In
Okay, the
AWS,
name
it is
is,
called VC.
we can say the name is different or the concept is same.
The concept is the same thing.
Okay.
Okay. The name will be a difference, but the concept will be the same. Okay.
Okay.
But there will be a slight changes comparing to uh, uh, AWS or GCP. There will be a slight changes. Okay. There will be a slight changes.
Okay, thank
And
you.
yeah, next thing we'll be discussing about the architecture. So why architecture is important for us? What is all about architecture?
So we create
Set
a
up
architect.
a set of end-to-end network.
Yeah, architecture is a set of end-to-end network, but with the architecture, we'll plan or we'll decide where to keep what, right? What kind of things where we need to place exactly. So from endpoints, you cannot keep the router at the endpoint, right? So we'll keeping the endpoint devices in one place. Okay, the next layer will be the core layer. Next layer will be a distribution layer. Next layer will be a core routing layer. In this way, we'll be designing it. Okay, it is designing. Architecture is nothing but designing where to place the what devices. Okay, how to place the devices in an order. Okay, and here okay. So here we have multiple architectures over here in the networking. Not in only in the networking. If you go for software side also, if you're going for the testing, or if you want to develop an application, the architect or the designing part is very important, which is called as a skeleton of or the backbone of the process. Okay, for the process. Okay, because why I'm calling it as an skeleton, you'll be drawing the lines, you'll be designing in a such a way, and you'll be rectifying it while it is going into the production or while it is going to the implementation. So as per the design, you'll be implementing the things. Okay, that is called as a blueprint. Like for example, if you are building an apartment, okay, if you are constructing an apartment, without a diagram, you cannot go ahead and construct the apartment, right? What you'll be going to the civil engineer. What civil engineering will be doing is he'll be he'll be preparing a design and he will give you a detail by detail documents like how many pillars are required in what area you're building the apartment. So how many pillars are required. So for first floor, what is how many houses need to for each floor, how many flats need to be allocated. Okay, what will be the staircase, where it will be fitting. If you're going for the lift, where it will be there. So this all will be designed by civil architecture and it will be given to you, and your contractor will be building the apartment as per the design, right? The same thing will be happening in the networking also. So if you want to build the network or if you want to expand the network from the existing network, okay, there will be architecture who will be designing it, and you he will be sharing the document and you will be going and implementing it. Okay, so in the architecture we will be covering this all kind of topics. Okay, what is high level enterprise network design, okay, such as 2 tier, 3 tier, fabric, cloud.
Sir, in CCNP, we will also discuss about these things, sir.
Yes, in the CCNP
Okay.
also you'll be getting sorry, in CCNP or CCNA.
CCNP. And CCP in core, what we are doing this time, we will discussing about this thing, sir.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is a
architect
major. I mean, what?
part of
This
CCNP
is a
in core.
major part of CCNP ENCOR.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, here you will be working on multiple technologies like not only architecture, you'll be working as I shown in the figure, you'll be working on this all things, security, automation, basic level of automation, basic level of
Yes, yes,
security.
yes.
Okay, everything you'll be learning in this course. That is the reason this has been a mandatory exam for the CCN if you're coming into routing and switching area. Then after this, if you are interested here, literally, if you are interested to go at the security level, you can go for the security. You can, if you are interested in wireless, you can go for the wireless. If you are interested in what SD-WAN, you can go for the SD-WAN. If you are interested in DevOps, you can go to the DevOps. Okay. So this is what we are discussing. Okay. So in designing part, we'll be we'll be taking a consideration of all the things. Okay. Not only routers and switches, we'll be taking a consideration of DNS, DSCP, how the end users will be get connected to the access layer switches. Everything we need to take into the consideration. Then only the network will be get deployed. Okay. These are the type of architectures, okay, which Cisco recommends, okay. And in this week, we have a branch architecture, we have a cloud architecture, we have a data center architecture, we have a small office architectures also. So depending on the each organization, the size of organization, you can choose the architecture, okay. You can choose the architecture. Three-tier architecture mostly will be used by most MNC companies or the big client, big giants. Okay, because the here the routing will be happening in the core layer. Okay, not on the routing L4 layer, on the core layer, which is L3. Then the distribution layer will be coming into the place and it will be doing the routing and it will be connected to the access layer. Okay, this is used by the major giants in the organizations. Sorry, major giant organizations. Okay, and there is another architecture for this only, which is called as a two-tier architecture. This is nothing but a collapsed model of three-tier architecture, which is used by the medium and medium enterprise organizations, where they cannot affect for extra devices or uh, to reduce the cost efficiency. They have bought this architecture. The same thing will be working like core distribution layer will be controlled by one layer here. So this is a tier 3 architecture, right? So here you can see the core and distribution layer and access layer. So this is used by the major giant companies, big companies, multinational companies, okay, because the routing will be more humongous in those organizations, okay. So this will be coming into the picture where this will be taking a routing thing. But when you have a small, medium scale organization, okay, and where the routing load is very less, you'll be using this. Okay, here in two-tier architecture, core and distribution layer will be working in one layer only. Okay, and the next architecture is called as a spine and leaf architecture. This is mostly used in data center services. Okay, this is mostly used in data center services. Apart from this, okay, we have talked about medium organizations and large scale organizations. What about the architecture? Apart from this, I have a
Sorry to
very
interrupt
small
you, sir.
organization. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. In two-tier architecture, can we have, layer two switches or layer three switches in two-tier architectures?
That will be layer 2 and layer 3, the combination of layer 2 and layer 3, where the layer 2
Okay.
switches will be used.
Where layer 2 switches works only as a switch, not as a router. If you want
What
multi-route,
devices? Yeah, what
sorry,
devices will be get connected to the layer 2 switches?
sorry, sir, I'm not getting you. Sorry.
So what kind of devices will be get connected to the layer 2 switches?
Sir, layer 2 switches is working in LAN architectures. Layer 2
Yeah,
switches. We connect computers and other nodes in LAN
But layer
network.
3 switches is also there, sir. Currently, I am working in 3-tier architectures. There we have core layer and distribution layer, also access layer. So we have core layer like layer 3 switches
yeah.
in core layer.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So what happens is in layer 2 environment, which is called as an access layer by default, the layer 2, where the layer
Okay.
2 switches will be used to connect the endpoint devices. Why it is not used in the routing? Because the routing capabilities of that switches are very limited, very
Mm.
limited. Okay. In L2 switch, you can maximum what you can configure in the L2 switch, you can configure the trunk, okay, and
Mm.
port access, right?
Mm.
Port access, right? But can you do a routing on the L2 switches?
No, sir, not at all.
Because
Because
Because there is no routing table in switch.
routing table
yeah,
and the L2 switch cannot work like a router, as I know.
yes, yes. In layer 3 switches, it has a functionality of L2 where you can connect to the endpoint devices if required. You can connect to the endpoint devices as well as you can perform the routing also,
In layer 3,
right? In layer 3,
yeah.
okay, which will be working in the distribution layer as well as core layer.
Sir, my question is, can I, configure in two-tier architecture? There could be, distribution layer could be work like, L3 switch. Is any L3 switch, available in as in the, two-tier architecture in as
Yeah, in two-tier architecture,
mm,
there is a distribution layer, right? And which is called as a collapsed layer because most
mm,
of the organizations does not have, for example, let me say,
mm,
uh, let us take a Facebook, okay? Let us take a
mm,
Facebook and it has company as branches in 160 countries,
mm,
okay? In 160 countries, let us say the US is a main branch office, main
okay,
headquarters or the data
okay,
center. Okay.
okay.
Let us take it as an headquarters. In headquarters, let us say each and every 160 offices should be connected to that headquarters. Then only it should go to other branch offices. Like for example, if I'm connecting from India, my data has to go to US data center. Then it has to route to Australia. Okay.
Mhm.
So at that time, what happens is, okay, routers will be playing a role of routing the information, right? But
Yeah.
if I'm putting too much load on the router,
Mm.
what happens,
That will be stuck, I think.
right? So
Routing take routing.
what I'll be doing is, I'll divide the network into the segments. I'll divide the network into segments, and I'll give the path in the router saying that this, if it is coming from this segment, please reroute to the core layer. What core layer will be doing is, it will find the route. Okay, it has to go to the Australia, right? So it will verify the route in the routing table, and it will be passing to that particular router which is connecting to the Australia, right?
Mhm.
So in the same way, for 160 countries, it will be happening in larger scale. Okay, let us take another company which has only uh, okay, we'll take Gulf Oil example. Okay, and it has a branches in only 10 countries. In 10
Sir,
countries.
I am little a bit confused. My question is only, sir, sorry to interrupt you. My question is only that can I use L3 switches as that distribution layer switches in two-tier architecture? Can we use L3 switches as distribution layer switches in two-tier architecture?
Yeah. See, these are the L3 switches in the two-tier architecture.
So this is L3 switches.
These are the L3 switches in the two-tier
Okay.
architecture.
Okay.
Because
Mm.
as I told you, right, where the Facebook has a huge routing capability, requirement of routing. So they will be using a three-tier architecture where the routing will be taken care by the core layer routers, L4, L3. Okay, L2 will be taking care about internal things. Okay, but when you coming to the Gulf Oil, which has only 10 branches it is operating in only in 10 countries. So they don't want to spend much of the amount, right? So they'll be using only this in the distribution level. They'll be using L3 switches. L3 switches, only L3 switches can be used in distribution and core layer as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And this L3 switch can be used in small business architect, small and medium offices also, small and home offices. Okay.
Yeah, we can also use an LAN environment because currently I'm using this architecture. I'm three-tier architecture, and we have L3 switches as a core switches. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
So
you can proceed, sir.
yeah, after that we have a small office and home architecture also, because like who will be using this one? Like the people who are the big shots, like directors, CTOs, CIOs. Okay, in their home, they'll be having a separate setup. They'll be using this kind of architecture. Here, directly, if you want, you can provide an L3 switch and directly you can connect their ISP and you can divide them as per the organization policies. Okay, or else you can put one router which is called as an DMVPN router. Okay, or else you can put one DMVPN router and one L2 switch and you can distribute the things. Okay, this is a small and medium scale organizations. Much networking infrastructure is not required over here. Okay, this is mostly used for the big giants in the company. They'll be providing it. Okay, and not only that, in our home also, if you want, you can use it. In our home, you will be using the routers, right? Internet routers, which is D-Link, TP-Link, right?
Yes.
We are using that, at home, sir. That comes under Soho architecture.
Yeah, Soho architecture will be coming into the place.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we'll be not using a switches, or we'll be using only one router in our homes, right? One router which has a 4-port switch capability. Okay, and which will be another port will be get connected to our internet services. So, do you anyone observed how our internet routers will be working? Our home routers.
Sorry, sir.
Uh, Anyone knows how our home routers will be working?
Yeah, as I know, sir, we can also connect also work wireless controller. I mean, we can
Yeah,
also
it is
connect
a
wireless.
combination. Yeah, it is a combination of the switch. It is a combination of wireless router. It is a combination of normal router. Okay,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
three devices are configured in that. But when you connect to your laptop, you'll be getting only one series of IP address, which is 192.168.1.1. Okay, or
Mm.
some X. Okay, but ISP has a different IP address, right? How the communication is happening?
Yeah, router to public to private.
Yeah, see, ISP router is a different series. Let us say a 20 dot series ISP router, but your
That
laptop
comes
is
that
getting.
net comes under the picture, right? As I know, sir. Network
Yes,
address translation.
yes, NATing will be coming into the picture, but we'll be unable to, we'll be not seeing it. Okay, those
Yeah.
are
We are
pre-coded NATs, pre-coded thing.
exactly.
Okay, we cannot configure anything in our own routers. Only you can configure the port or the IP addresses, what how much IP address range you require. You can configure them, right?
Sir, please also explain about private cloud service. Sir.
Sorry.
These, private cloud service. Please also explain.
Yeah. Yeah. Private cloud services, like for example, coming to the what is a private cloud services? When you have a cloud itself is known as a public, right? Cloud
Can
name
can
itself.
we say can we say that uh, Amazon Web Service AWS is a private cloud service? Can we say?
I can say it as a public.
Okay, public cloud service.
Okay. See, what is the difference between the public and private? The cloud itself says as it is in a public services, right? But when you take the services from AWS, okay, you'll be get a space allocated in their cloud, okay. And your cloud, if you want to secure, for example, in AWS services, what we'll be calling as VPNs, okay, VPCs, okay. So in the VPCs, there will be a default VPC1, okay, which will be get connected to the internet or anything. But from your organization, you have taken the cloud services and you have started hosting the environment, your applications and everything in the cloud. Okay. So what happens? Okay, ultimately I need to secure my cloud, right? My connections, my cloud network, right? So for that, what uh, ch- what I'll be asking the AWS is, I need a private cloud. Okay. For that, they'll be charging us. They'll be providing us and they'll be charging us. And that again, the infrastructure will be different. Again, the VPCs, the default VPCs, you'll be having a restrictions and everything. And this is like you have SaaS, PaaS, okay. Based on these services, you'll be getting it, okay. And you will be getting a particular API. So from that API only, you need to log in. There are multiple things. Okay, for example, your data center is there and you're storing all the information you're in your data center, and suddenly your company has decided that I need a DR, a disaster recovery plan. So we are starting to put all the information. The backup should be happening in the cloud. Okay. So backup, when I say the backup should be happening in the cloud, there will be a particular virtual link which will be connected from your on-prem data center to your cloud. It can be an express routing, it can be VPN, okay, it can be static routing also. Anything, any form, okay. By using that link only, they will be able to connect to the cloud. No other link you will be not able to connect. Even that VPC has a particular public IP also, you will be not able to connect. It will be get restricted between your data center to your cloud only. That is a private cloud. And for that, companies will be charging it. Companies will be charging it. Like AWS will be charging the company for that depends on the model of operation you have selected or the model of agreement you have done. Okay. Okay, this is what we have discussed about the 2-tier and 3-tier architecture. Okay. Right now you can see very clearly, right? What is a core and what is a distribution and access layer, and why in 2-tier it is called as a collapsed layer, core layer. Okay. What is a fabric? So in earlier days, we used to use what kind of cables we'll be using to connect the routers and switches and everything.
Physical cables, physical.
Yeah, in the
network.
physical cables. Even the fibers are the physical
Yeah,
cables.
fiber.
Okay?
Yeah, fiber.
Even the fibers are the physical cables. Before fiber, what we'll be using? We are using. We'll be using a cat series of cables, right? Where you will be having an Ethernet jack, and it will be plugged into one end to one end. Then you will be able to transfer the data, right?
Yeah,
When
cat 6,
coming
cat
to
5.
when coming to high speed network, will Cat 5, Cat 6 will be supporting?
No, no. Only fiber
Okay,
cable.
Not at all,
okay.
sir.
100G, 10G, like that.
Yeah. So for example, if you take the internet service provider only nowadays there was a lot of competition. Act is coming and that's saying that for 1,000 rupees I'll be providing a 1 gig internet. Okay, and Airtel is coming that, and he is saying that I'll be providing the TV services, including with your broadband connection. Okay, including with your broadband connection. And some other hat pay is saying that pay 1,000 rupees, I'll be providing only 30 Mbps for the 6 months. These kind of things are happening, right? So if you want 1 gig internet connection, and if you're using Cat 5 and Cat 6 cables, do you think you can achieve it? No, right?
Yes,
No,
no,
Yes,
sir.
no.
yes, it will be supporting it. But the thing is, there will be a huge latency, right? If you want to browse anything or if you want to download the anything, it will be a huge latency because the data transferring between the different data centers or the different network devices, which it will be taking a time, right? Fiber,
Yes, sir.
coming to the fiber, what is a fiber optics? The data transfers on the lightning speed,
Mm.
right? So that is the reason if you're going for DTH, okay, all of the technology is a different thing. But when you go for not ACT, Airtel or Geo, they'll be providing only the fiber connection to your home. There will be a white color box where the fiber cable will get terminated. And from that white color box, the RJ45 cable will be get connected to your modem, your what call your router, right? If you see your DTH connections, or sorry, your broadband connections, Airtel or Geo or Vodafone Idea, okay, they will be laying a small fiber cable into your room. Then from them, there will be a RJ45 cable connected to your modem, your router, okay. Due to that, high-speed data transfer can be possible so that you will be able to view the TVs, okay, the serials or the movies at the faster speed, right? And this is very easy to operate. This is very efficient, okay, uh, uh, in interconnecting the devices. In interconnecting the devices, it is very efficient, okay, and it is completely a mesh technology. Nowadays, in the network, okay, whenever you are designing the network or if you're working in any organization, you see there will be high availability will be there in the organizations. High availability. Let us say in my data center, like I'm using a Google Google data center. In my data center, I'm putting only two routers and I'm connecting to two L3 switches. If one L3 switch is down, or I'm connecting to one L3 switch only. So if I'm connecting to only one L3 switch, which is down, do you think the connection will be happening? The networking will be happening? No, right?
Yes, we need to pack up. Right? We need to pack.
Yeah, for the backup, what we'll be doing in the traditional networks, we have bought another device in the place which will be acting as a backup. Like for example, I've connected two routers and two L3 switches in my network. One L3 switch is down. Still, I can alive or I can transmit through my second L2 switch or L3 switch, right? Or my router one is down or router two is down. Okay, router one is up, router two is down. Okay, still I can connect with router one, right? Similarly, if there is two ISP connections and which is connecting to the router, one ISP connection is down, then I can directly go through another ISP also, right? Okay, without high availability or without a backup, we'll be not configuring or we'll be not implementing any network layers unless it is very small industries where the network much need not to uh, uh, like for example, let us say DHL. Okay, DHL has a branch offices, right? Multiple branch offices. So there they will be not investing much this kind of network thing. Okay, they will be placing one L4, L3 router, and one network connection will be given to there. Sorry, two network connections will be given there. If one is down, another one will be taking a place. If both are down, they'll be waiting because that is not creating an impact on their business, right? That is not creating an impact because they will be having a scheduled time where the shipment will be get picked up and everything will be done. So by that time, if it is not done, they will be doing it in a hub place also. So coming to in modern era, network is very important. Online being availability is very important right now because if your downtime is more than 5 minutes, your business is you'll be getting a huge losses. You'll be getting huge losses. Okay, like for example, imagine if IRCTC website is down for 10 minutes, how much revenue they will be losing? Crores of revenue, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So that is the reason the fiber has came into the picture, and the data centers, mostly data centers are operating on the fibers. Okay. Uh, Fiber optics. Okay. So there, the data where the data is required to travel much faster than the lightning speed, there the fiber will be coming into the picture. And the beautiful of the fiber network is you can create a virtualization and overlay connections also. Okay, on top of physical topologies. Okay, like for example, if you take Nexus 2K, which is a fabric extender. Okay, can you do anything? You cannot configure anything. It is in a fabric extender. It will be connected to the 5K switches where multiple devices will be get connected, like multiple 5K devices are maybe connected, like spinal leaf technology, topology. Okay. So this will make mesh. Okay. For example, I'm connecting to 110 server, and 110 server, there is one uplink. Let us say 110 server is connected to one L2 switch and it is connected to the three core switches. Okay, three core switches. Let us say one uplink is down, for example, uh, for 110 to core core 3 switch is down. Still, there is a redundancy. It can take from core 1 or core 2. Anything, the traffic can be passed. Okay, or sometimes all the three core switches, by using all three core switches, it can pass the traffic also. Okay. This is a cloud architecture. We have discussed about the cloud architecture, right? So here as an example, I've taken as AWS. Okay. So I told about the gateways, right? VPC endpoint, AWS transit gateway. Okay, any questions so far?
They're all good, my end.
Okay, the rest of all?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Okay, then I'll be ending a demo here. Okay, thank you all for joining. Have
Yeah,
a nice
guys. So
day.
from Monday, guys, we have a regular classes. So make sure if in case somebody is not enrolled, kindly enroll. And the timing is remain same. Monday to Friday, 9:30 is the timing for the class. Thanks, KB. So, and from Monday, it's a regular class. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.